And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be leveling up our crafters from 70 to 71. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So, as per the previous video, I've waited until this point, so obviously with the release of 5.2 to do this, because I did anticipate a lot of changes coming to crafting. I didn't realise how many changes would come to crafting, but either way, I've waited until now to do it. So I've been testing around with a new macro for 70 to 71. If you've been following my series so far, then you should have really, let's say, decent gear that you've crafted yourself. I will make an alternative, like, new player series, which is kind of like, you know, doing it with no gear and so on, but that'll be a separate series. For now, we're just going to carry on the original Mithrie series, and we're going to push ahead. So, if you followed my 70 to 71 gathering video, then you should have a bunch of white oak logs, and also the items you need for blacksmith and for armorer as well, which is how we can get started. So we're now going to turn the white oak logs into lumbers because we need them. Now, as per always, you need you don't have to do maximum high quality, but the more quality you have, the better. So you need, for example, for this item, 4 logs in order to make a lumber. You can see I've got 91 normals and 24 high qualities. If I was to use only the high qualities, then it would take me 3/4 of the way to high quality already, but that would be kind of redundant, and that would be a waste. So instead, I'm going to focus on 2 high qualities and 2 normals. Okay, so I click synthesize. Now, I did make a macro that I've been testing around, so if I hit it, so we'll see it in action. Now, the good thing is, as well, with crafting these days, because it's been simplified so much, you can get away with mostly crafting with one single macro. You won't need several macros, at least when you're leveling up anyway. So, now, turning logs into lumbers is 40 durability, so obviously I need to be mindful of that. I will eventually make different macros for 70 durability plus, because they're easier to do. But as we can see, with this macro, I hit 90%. I got high quality, and I got from it 420,000 experience. So simply, I will synthesize again, and I will hit the macro again. So what I'm going to do, as per always, guys, I'm going to throw this macro into the description below. So as you can see, what involves muscle memory, inner quiet, ingenuity, 5 prudent touches, master's mend, innovation, ingenuity, great strides, Byrogot's blessing, and finishing off with 2 careful synthesis. A note for the people who are watching on YouTube is that when you have, I can't put in square brackets into the description, but that is what is needed for the game. For the description, I've replaced it with just normal brackets. So in order for it to work in game, you need it to be square brackets like it looks on your screen right now. So just change the brackets to the square brackets. So you see, again, got high quality. So macro crafting is still there. Now, the changes they've made in Shadowbringers is that there is no such thing now as omni crafting. Every single craft has got all the abilities they need. There's no shared abilities for anything. So, which is a shame, because I had fun with omni crafting for the last, like, what, 6 years. But, you know, times change and so on. And also, as well, they've made it insanely easy to level up. So, like, for example, I could do a couple of leave quests in Crystarium to get to level 71, but with the amount of experience I'm getting just by making the raw materials, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to make raw materials all the way to 71, and then I will do leaves to get from 71 to 72, but that will be in the next video. So as we can see, guys, Mithrie is back, as always. I hope you like this style of content. I know that crafting has been simplified a lot these days, and there might be the question of why level crafting? What's the point? It's so easy now, and gathering is so easy now, what's the point leveling them up? Now, the reason why you want to level up crafting and gathering is, 1, if you get crafting to max level, you can repair all of your own gear using dark matters, so it saves you on repair costs. 2, Also as well, you can craft your own stuff, as obvious as it sounds, but you're not held at the mercy of other players. Like, you can just craft yourself and do anything you want without having to rely on the market board, because in any MMO there's always going to be players who are looking to profit and make as much money as possible. And the unfortunate thing is that the people who spend 5 minutes to level up crafting and gathering and things like that and can make a huge amount of money from the players who can't be bothered. But what I have always tried to do with this series is to show you that it's really easy to do. Anyone could do crafting, anyone can get into it. So yeah, and with my macros, hopefully again, I'll be able to help you. Now, the unfortunate truth is, as with crafting has always been the case, you can have 99% high quality and still get a normal quality output. That's just how it is. That's life. So yeah, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to make raw materials for all of the different crafts, all the way from 70 to 71. That's my initial plan. Then at 71 plus, we will look at the leave quest and the other options. But the other options as well are things like Ishgard Restoration. For the gathering, there's also the Qatari Beast Tribe, there's the Ixali Beast Tribe, there's a Moogle Beast Tribe for crafting as well. And also there's custom deliveries. There's a lot of options to level up. So I would say it's worth leveling up. And you can see as well, with the amount of experience I'm getting, it's really, really straightforward. And hopefully these macros will make it even easier. So now there are some people who always do this sort of thing, let's say manually. But believe me, when you're crafting hundreds, maybe thousands of items, I try to do this like mindlessly by just clicking a button. I don't want to have to remember the rotation every single time over and over again. And of course, though, the advantage of doing it manually is that you can react. So when the condition is good or excellent, you can hit different abilities to try and help you get even higher quality and so on. But as I say, because I mass craft, I try to take all the thinking out of it. And I think that's what I'm trying to do with this particular series, is to make sure that all the thinking is not in crafting anymore. So it's a shame. I don't know why. I just don't know why they've nerfed it this much. I haven't got a clue. But let's hope they have a grander scheme up their sleeve, a reason that they've made it this much easier. But at the same time, I did feel that a sort of nerf was inevitable anyway, just because of the fact that this is now the third expansion. So we can't expect the difficulty gradient to be as hard as it was in Realm Reborn all the way to Shadowbringers, because it would just stop people from doing crafting at all who are new to the game. So, like I said, so I'm going to keep making this item. Now, one thing you might have if you're returning to crafting and so on from the game, maybe you haven't really looked at it in Shadowbringers yet, when you change class, this will happen. You'll see the vast majority, especially if you follow my old series, is sort of red and crossed out. So this is going to take a long time to clean up for every single crafting class. But that's life. What I try and do as well, given that, especially now, because all of the classes have exactly the same skills, there's no such thing as omni crafting anymore. In theory, there's no reason why you can't lay out your buttons every class exactly the same way. And then the advantage of doing that is that when you're crafting an item, simply, you know your rotation. The only reaction you need to do is it 40 durability? Is it 35? Is it 70? Is it 80? And so on. Like making sure that you don't run out of durability. So, yeah. So, what can I say, guys? Mithrie is back. I will try and get this done ASAP. Please let me know in those comments down below what you think of crafting and gathering in Shadowbringers. The reason why as well I didn't prioritize this is simply because, like I said, I was anticipating a change coming, and I didn't know it would be changed this much. And I've been focused on other things for my channel, because simply I can't grow my channel just on crafting and gathering in 14, especially now, because it's a dying subject. That's why every day I've been making other content for other games. But this is there because I know that there is a core audience who look forward to my crafting content. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me. and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.